Chapter 2. Jehovih said,
By virtue of my presence created I the seen and the unseen worlds. And I commanded man to name them. And man called the seen worlds Corpa, and the unseen worlds Es. And the inhabitants of Corpa, man called Corporeans. But the inhabitants of Es he called sometimes Essenes and sometimes spirits, and sometimes angels.
Jehovih said,
I created the earth, and fashioned it, and placed it in the firmament. And by my presence brought man forth a living being. A corporeal body gave I him that he might learn corporeal things. And death I made that he might rise in the firmament and inherit my Ethereal worlds. To Es I gave dominion over Corpa. With Es I filled all place in the firmament. But Corpa I made into earths and moons and stars and suns. Beyond number made I them, and I caused them to float in the places I allotted to them. Es I divided into two parts, and I commanded man to name them, and he called one Etheria and the other Atmospheria. These are the three kinds of worlds I created. I gave different densities to Atmospherian worlds, and different densities to the Ethereal worlds. For the substance of my Ethereal worlds I created Eth, the most rarefied. Out of Eth made I them. And I made Eth the most subtle of all created things, and gave to it power and place, not only by itself, but also power to penetrate and exist within all things, even in the midst of the corporeal worlds. And to Eth gave I dominion over both Atmospheria and Corpa. In the all highest places created I the Ethereal worlds, and I fashioned them of all shapes and sizes, similar to my corporeal worlds. But I made the Ethereal worlds inhabitable both within and without, with entrances and exits, in arches and curves, thousands of miles high and wide, and overruled I them with all perfect mechanism, and in colors and movable chasms and mountains in endless change and brilliancy. To them I gave motions, and orbits and courses of their own. Independent made I them, and above all other worlds in potency and majesty. Neither created I one Ethereal world like another in size or density or in component parts, but every one differing from another, and with a glory matchless each in its way. Atmospherian worlds I also created in the firmament, and I gave them places and orbits and courses for themselves. But Atmospherian worlds I created shapeless and void of fixed form, for they are in process of condensation or dissolution, being intermediate in condition betwixt my Ethereal and my corporeal worlds. Of 3 degrees of density created I them, and I commanded man to name them, and one he called Regi, and one Ga, and one Nebula. But all of them are composed of the same substances, being like the earth, but rarefied. Nor is there on the earth or in it one thing, even iron, or lead, or gold, or water, or oil, or stones, but the same things are in my Atmospherian worlds. As I have given light to the earth, so have I given light to many of them. And all such have I commanded man to call comets. And even so named he them. And I also created Atmospheria round about my corporeal worlds. Together made I them,